Welcome to the making of a DM. Your mess is your message. Are you using it for opportunity or obstacles? So with that said, let's get started.
I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question more Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker.
Hey there, it's your boy Mark Evans, DM. Hope you're having an absolute amazing day. I'm sitting here in beautiful Parkland, Florida, 74 degrees. The sun is shining. It's absolutely amazing. Anyways, I'm thinking about you. I had to come on and do this show today. It's not convenient, but it's needed. I have a lot going on, but I want to make sure that this message gets delivered to you when it's fresh on my mind. And I believe it can make a major impact. Actually, I know this show today is going to change someone's life. If it just changes one person's life, it will be absolutely worth it. And I believe it's going to change at least one person's life. So before I get started today, I want to say thank you again, as I always do, about you sharing the show on social, you sharing the show in your emails, sending an email, telling your friends when you're hanging out with them, dude, listen to this crazy guy, the DM, check it out, blah, 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 blah. I appreciate that so much. The 5-star reviews are coming in every single day, which is awesome. Let's get to thousands and tens of thousands and then hundreds of thousands of 5 stars. It pushes up in the algorithms and gets people to help us and see the message. Appreciate you helping in any way, shape, or form. If you're brand new to the show, welcome. Make sure to check out show from 1 all the way to today. I believe this is show 107, 108. But I don't focus on the number. I focus on doing the work. Some people get all excited about the numbers and push forward. But, we hit 100 shows. That's awesome. But now how do we get to 1,000, 5,000, etc.? So let's talk about today's subject matter. I want you to think about this and write this down. This might be a little bit deeper today. Conversation. Not a bad thing. It's a good thing. But I want to talk to you about your mess is your message. Let's be honest. If you're brand new here, you probably might think this is a little over the top, but I'll just shoot straight with you as I always do. We're all fucked up. You, me, everybody. Some are more fucked up than others. Let's be honest. We all have degenerate family members. We all have bad situations and bad life things that's happened to us. We've all lost people and to death and, some not so good situations, right? But our mess is our message. I think about this, and I say this very genuinely and real. And this is not judging or whatever, but I grew up with 2 sisters. I'm the oldest by 13 months and 26 months. We're all 13 months apart. And my sisters aren't where I'm even remotely close to. I'm not saying this in a negative way. I'm just being honest, as I always am. Because I don't spend a lot of time analyzing my life, asking the question, why me? I always ask my question, why not me? Different, way different. See, a lot of people's like, why is this happening to me? And I think, why? This is happening for me. What can I learn? I've always been this way, honestly. I've always seen life through a different set of lens than the majority of the world, straight up. I have the pleasure of getting to hang out with a lot of amazing people in my life at all levels. But I was sitting here hanging out with some buddies recently, and we're talking about one guy's situation in his life. He's in the journey. This guy's a multimillionaire. He's come from small town. This is a true story, by the way. He was born, his parents were both meth addicts. And he was born when his mom was shooting up. Literally. Meth addict. So out of the womb, literally this guy comes out a drug addict. Literally. And today, He's an amazing human being. Great dad, great husband, huge donor, gives big, thinks big, does big. How? He had the excuse day one to accept that he was a drug addict. He grew up, his grandparents took him when he was a young kid because his parents passed away of drug overdose. Excuse, a reason, a real valid reason, right? Some would say, oh, poor him, poor him. Is life happening to him or for him? And then later down the journey, he has a lot of broken bones. And they start prescribing him medication, massive amounts of pain pills. He becomes addicted. It's almost like a familiar taste to him, right? Think about it. He was a drug addict being born. In his 20s, he gets a taste of this. He's never really, went down that path of drugs. But by default, in prescription, they give him these drugs, and he's like, oh, wow, that's how that feels? It's a familiar feeling. And then he spirals down for several years, 2-3 years. And I asked him, I'm like, dude, when's the turning point? Right? He's like, dude, I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick. Right? Because you go on a bender and then you're really deathly ill for several days. I said, interesting. And I'm like, why aren't you sharing your message? He's like, one, I've never thought about it like that. Two, I'm kind of never really shared it with anybody. Three, I'm kind of embarrassed. And I hear that. And again, he's a buddy of mine. And this is some of the new stuff I've learned about him. I'm just starting to get to know him at another level. And I literally get goosebumps because I know his story that he's setting on will change a lot of people's lives, but we only need to focus on one. See, your mess is your message. He's a successful real estate investor. And I want you to listen here because there are a lot of amazing things I'm about to share with you. If you are a marketer, you're a marketer first, real estate's his business second. But on a marketing standpoint and an impact standpoint and a result-oriented standpoint, your mess could get you a lot of money, right? So what I mean by that? Well, one, he's a great giver. He wants to help a lot of people. You understand right now as you're listening to my voice, there's people suffering, looking at the needle, looking at the bottle, looking at the pill bottle, saying, I got to do something about my life. I need change. I need to get better. I'm better than this, stronger than this. Show me the sign, God. Show me the sign. Give me the path. Give me the plan. Show me. Just show me something. And if my buddy shared his story, which I know he's going to, he's just processing it right now because we just talked about it recently. This story shows up maybe on a podcast, maybe it's in a book, maybe it's on a blog, wherever it's at. It's going to be all over eventually. Someone captures that message and they can relate. What he thinks is his mess is actually his true message to the world. I know the guy loves to help people and make change and change people's lives financially. He does it all the time. But his real mess is his ultimate message to the world. Like I said, we're all fucked up. We all have addictions and we all want to be better. We all complain, like all this shit. Some do more than others. But his addiction journey from being born, he could have been a failure and just accepted it and just dealt with it. To him overcoming that, to his parents dying at a very young age, to moving with his grandparents, could have made that as an excuse of why he's got to be a bad dad, right? Well, man, I saw my parents, they're bad people, so I'm going to be a bad dad. I don't think anybody genuinely wakes up saying they want to be a bad parent. But words and actions are different. See, his mess is his message to the world. And so is yours. I don't care what you've been through or what you've done or what you haven't done, but your mess is your message. See, the cool thing about where he's at in the journey of life is, like I said, he's financially free. He's made a massive impact. In 7 years, this guy's went from a farmer making $38,000 or $42,000 a year to now generating millions of dollars a year in real estate. Why did he do that? Why didn't he accept his fate of being an addict? See, you're an entrepreneur like I am. If you're listening to the show, I'm assuming you want to become a better human being. The biggest thing for my buddy is he realized in life, if I don't change it, no one will. I'm not going to say it was pretty. I'm not going to say it was easy. I'm not going to say it was like fun. But I can tell you, I can guarantee it was worth it. The guy literally, he's 38 years old. He's literally going to change millions of people's lives before he passes and beyond. He's going to document his mess and share his message in a big scale. Like I said, he is an investor. I have buddies that are ex-convicts. I had a buddy almost got the death sentence. He was in prison 8 years. Did not get the death sentence. He was a young child when something happened. And we had all done what he did. But it was a weird situation. But he got out 8 years later to be a success. Another buddy of mine was in prison, divorced 4 times. Now has massive, massive impact in many, many levels, financially, giving, sharing. I mean, just a whole nother world. Lots of people I know. Another guy I know, 10 years in the pen, come out. He's generating $35 million a year, helping other people expand and grow and push forward. Whatever you're going through, know that this is a chapter in one of your books one day. Good or bad. Is life happening to you or for you, they say. Many of you know my mother passed away 6 times on me as a child, young, 20s. She's an amazing human being. She ended up living. Me and my father, we were sitting in Applebee's crying our eyes out. True story. To make the decision to pull the plug on my mother because she couldn't breathe. She was 70-something pounds, massive alcoholic, smoking 5 packs of cigarettes a day. She kind of gave up on life because us 3 kids left the house in a fairly quickly time frame. And my mom is an amazing mom. She would do anything for us. She did do anything for us. But when we leave, it's called empty nest syndrome, right? She just didn't have any control. She just converted. She's still alive. She's still pushing forward. She'll probably outlive me. But your message, your message. So when my buddy gets a story shared, he's going to go on a lot of podcast shows, probably a lot of TV shows. He's going to have a lot of publicity. He's going to share his journey, his mess, addict, ex-addict, now multimillionaire investor. Are you going to judge him? Or are you going to get closer to him and let him know how much you care about his message and how much it's helped you? See, the thing is his message, he's thinking it's something that could hold him back. I think it's something that could help him grow. Think about that. Your mess, you're thinking it's something embarrassing and it's going to hold you back. The truth is it's probably keeping you from opportunity by not sharing it. Like I said, it won't be easy because you got to just share. You know, he's like, dude, I don't even think about me being a drug addict. I was like, of course you don't, because you're focused on the future, not the past. But we need to share the past to paint the picture, to show people. A lot of people in my world think we all have been an overnight success. We all had money given to us. Literally every single person I hang out with has been at rock bottom multiple times, has started off on the wrong side of the tracks to end up where we're at today. Not one fucking person's been handed it, ever. Ever. That's why I respect people who have nice things, because I know what it takes to get it. I know the work it takes behind the scenes. Weak, lazy fuckers act like it was handed to them or overnight success. True players know that that's not how it really works in real life. That's why we respect the game, respect the hustle. But as my buddy gets on these podcast shows and shares his message, not only is he going to change the people's lives that are listening and maybe going through a tough time to maybe pivot out of that tough time, but there's going to be people that listen to his message like, you know what? I'm worth $100 million. I like this guy. I want to invest in him or with him on investments because he does a lot of investing, many millions of dollars a month. And then they get in a circle because he shared his message. And then they start forging relationships through his to his message. And then before you know it, they're hanging out on an amazing yacht or taking a trip somewhere cool, Vail or whatever, talking about where they started to where they're at now. More importantly, where we're going together. I'll take this one step deeper. I'm a parent. He's a parent. Lots of people listening to the show are parents. A lot of times, parents have situations going on with their children, depending what age, and our kids just don't hear us, right? But maybe someone like my buddy's book, once it comes out, if they're in that situation, maybe their kid's going down the wrong path with drugs or whatever, I could be like, hey, don't listen to dad. But here's a book from someone dad knows. I think you could get some insightfulness from it. And just maybe they read it. More importantly, they get it when they read it. That their situation is just momentarily. It's not to be judged. It's to be addressed. How do I take my mess and turn it into my message? I have another buddy that his father left him multiple times. And he's kind of carried this, this weight with him for a long time. Still, he's still carrying it. And he kind of has the imposter syndrome, which we all get, depending what level you're at. You understand what I mean there. But because you're starting to crush it and people are paying you a lot of money, you're making a lot of money. You're like, dude, I'm still the same crazy guy. Like I said, we're all fucked up. But as he's sitting here, he's thinking, what's wrong with me? As opposed to, thank God I'm here. Let's go crush it. Sometimes you go through these cycles in life as you're growing and evolving. You almost think, why me? The fastest way I know how to get out of is just flip the question and say, why not me? Right? You might be married or not married, but if you're married, do you sit around and say, why is my spouse with me? No, dude, why wouldn't she want to be with me? I'm a fucking catch. Got money, got passion, I got purpose, and everything else, right? Like I'm looking for the goods. A lot of people seek the bad to look for excuses and potholes and problems. I'm very optimistic. I look for the good, the positive. If not, it's very self-deflating. You can't live in abundance. Can't be really happy. You can't enjoy the journey. That's why you always hear me talk about fall in love with the journey. But as I hang out with my buddies and I talk to them, I'm like, guys, you got to share your mess. It's your ultimate message. You can't lie about your message. It's your message. People can say what they want, but it's your message. Share your true story to be like, if you really want to help people, just be authentically true and real. I'm not saying go online and cry about all your shit, but talk about where you started, the journey, the pivot moments, the execution, and the results. I would read the book. I've never picked up a successful book and said, wow, this guy's sharing his journey. I wake up with gold bars in my bathtub. Everything I touch turns to platinum and gold. I have a silver tongue. Women love me everywhere. Like, there's no such thing. We all have a story. The question is, are you sharing your mess to create your message? Your mess really will help you. I know sometimes we use our mess as an excuse, but start thinking about how to utilize it in a positive way. I share my losses often online. Not all the time because it'd be daily. You'd be like, damn, does this guy ever win? Most people are doing the opposite. They're just sharing their wins, micro wins. I share my messes. Why? Because we all have them. What's funny about messes is it's all very relatable. We all know someone that has an addiction. We all have people that have messed up lives. We all know people like this. I want to be a beacon of hope. I want to be a beacon of inspiration. I want to be a beacon of success. And I push my friends around me and they push me around. We're all pushing each other. But when we have new friends coming in the circle and they're like, haven't shared their mess, i.e. message, I encourage them greatly. If you look from where you've started to where you're at today, This is a great book called The Gap and the Gain by Dan Sullivan. You'd probably be pretty proud of yourself. And sometimes we get down on ourselves like, dude, I'm not going big enough. I'm not going fast enough. I'm not. Stop comparing to others. The truth is, recently I was hanging out on a bunch of yachts, like 50, 60, 80, 9-figure yachts. These are yachts the owners stay on for about 2-3 weeks a year max. And I promise you this, if they have a yacht worth $80 million, their houses, they have multiple houses worth 20, 30, 40, 50 million. They have multiple jets, multiple houses in multiple countries, etc. This is just a toy to them. I don't compare myself to them. I ask myself when I'm in those environments, and again, if you don't go to yacht shows and jets and cars and all, it's not about the thing. It's about who I need to become to get the thing. Maybe, like, by the way, if you can buy an $80 million yacht, if you follow my path, you're giving away way more money, way more. So don't think, oh, you're materialistic. I'm far from materialistic. I like nice things, period, but I don't need them to make me happy. I don't buy nice things to show off. I buy things because I know what I'm worth. But when I'm sitting there on the jet or on the yachts and I'm thinking, I'm not like, man, I want to be Steve Johnson, the guy built blah, blah, blah. One guy's yacht we were on, he makes $8 million passive a month. He owns over 17,000 acres in a state. And a big company, a big corporation pays him $8 million a month to lease some technology from him. This is a that's $96 million a year passive. It's not bad. He's no different than us. He just has a different mousetrap. But I don't compare to them. I compare to me, where I started, where I'm at, and then I look and I borrow their belief. I borrow their mentality of growth. How do you know how to grow without knowing what growth looks like? That's why I share cars and houses with people on social, because it's like, in wins, like, how do you know what winning looks like if you don't know what it looks like? Because you might be sitting at home thinking you're winning, giving $100 a week to church, when someone, is giving millions of dollars away a year to charities. Not that anybody's better than anybody, but like, what does winning look like? Oh, I don't want to brag about my giving. Well, if I share that I'm giving $1 million to a charity and 80 people go and jump on board because I shared the message and we gave 1.6 million, I'm winning. We're all winning. We all have messes. Are you using it for your message to connect with your audience? What's cool about my buddies as they're going through the cycle and this journey, which it is for all of us, is they're going to make a major impact on someone's life. Most importantly, their life. There's no better feeling in the world, right? Sharing your story. You are here today at this very moment because of your past. What you see in that mirror at this right now, if you looked in the mirror right now, what you see, you created it. See, I've always thought families like, me, I grew up with 2 sisters and all this cool stuff. And they're not an entrepreneur, not even close. They're different. They're in way different worlds financially, way different worlds physically. Everything's different. The only thing different today is we grew up in the same house. We have the same parent. Everything's the same up to 18. What happened after 18 is what made the difference to where we're at today. I started reading success books and mindset books and learning about who I truly am and where I want to go and why. I was called fucking crazy. I still am called crazy every single day because I'm pursuing something bigger than what they can envision. I don't take it to heart. Why? It's my fucking life and it's big in my brain and I'm scared as well. So why wouldn't someone that knows me, trying to protect me, not say something to deter me? To protect in their brain. They think they're protecting me. The truth is, when people call me crazy and more people jump on the bandwagon and say it, I get more excited because the crazier I am, the better it usually works out. It's crazy to people that think that it's not, like, it's just, they're thinking small. They've given up. They think, I can't do that. Mark, you're dumb. You can't do anything like that. One of my buddies, many people know him. His name's Sean Whalen, Lions Not Sheep. He shared his story in a book called Make Shit Happen, how he's going to blow his brains out because things just weren't working out. How he burned down a company making $12 million a year. How he burned down his marriage. How his father left him, etc. He's now on pay. He's literally building $1 billion company because of his message through his mess. For real. He's got hundreds of millions, if not billions of views on social media because he shared these stories I just shared with you. Don't hide from it. It's who you are. It's where you're at today. Not like when I say it's who you are, it's not, oh, I'm a drug addict. No, dude, that was a moment in time in my life. That sucked. But I made a decision to be better. Why? Share the story, share the journey, share the message. It was messy. No one has it all figured out. And if they do, run like hell because they're trying to scam you. The more I share my mess, the more money I make, the more connections I get, the more relatable you are, the more real, genuine, authentic. No one's got anything on me. I share my shit, good, bad, and everything in between. I fuck up all the time. I shared that story when I was hanging out at the Four Seasons in Orlando. I was kind of hungover, and I'm sitting there with my son, and I forgot my key. And I asked the guy, yo, can you let me in? He's like, do you have your license? No, it's in the room. Sorry, I can't let you in. And I went ballistic. I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. I treated him like someone beneath me. No one's beneath me. We're all on the same level. I was more disappointed in myself. He probably just brushed it off and moved on and called me a dick. I don't blame him. I actually apologized to him and my son because it's not who I am. It's not what I stand for. But we all get in weak moments. We all have those moments in time where we flip the fuck out. Question is, what do you do when you do that? Sometimes it's needed. It's justified, but that time it wasn't. See, this is the thing about you stepping in faith and entrepreneurship. You have to accept responsibility for all, good, bad, and ugly. And I accepted responsibility for that. I hope it made him feel like, wow, thank you so much. But again, I didn't do it for him. I did it for me, truthfully. I apologized to him because I genuinely felt bad. I hate apologizing. Why? Because if you apologize, that means you did something wrong. I don't like to do stuff wrong, but often I do. But it's part of our message. It's our mess. I'm sharing it now. I share it online. I share it everywhere. We all have flaws. We all have situations in life that happen. It's not about the situations. It's about how we handle them. A lot of people listening to my voice right now have some real shit going on. And if you follow me on social media, about a week ago, I was talking about I quit. I give it all up. I'm done. That's how I felt that day. It's okay to feel like that. Anybody that says they don't feel like that sometimes is full of shit. They're liars. Genuinely, I felt like quitting. I wanted not quit even. I just want to fold up. I have enough cash to do whatever I want for the rest of my life, many times over. But I love my team. I love helping people. I love, like my genuine goal is to help people become financially free. And I'm talking from staff to you as a listener on the show. I'm doing the show on a beautiful day, and I wasn't even going to do the show today. I was going to do it next week. But the message is so relevant right now because I just had a very big conversation with someone about their mess. And I'm like, dude, now is the time to share your message. And they're going to. It will change people's lives. You're changing people's lives. You. Yes, you. I want you to know there's nothing you cannot accomplish. Whatever dream has been planted in your brain, it's been planted there for a reason by someone, somehow. The question is, do you acknowledge it and execute to get it? Or do you create a story and an excuse in your brain as to why you can't have it? I don't deserve it. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good looking enough. I'm a dummy. There's no way that's for me. Why me? Well, why not you? See, when I'm on the yacht hanging out with my buddies, I'm like, dude, they built this yacht for somebody. Why not us? And then you see the chopper over there in the corner on top of another guy, like, damn, this person was dreaming, but this person's really fucking dreaming. There's different levels of dreaming. Someone listening to my voice right now might be trying to dream how to make $1 million a year. Well, my friend, I promise you $1 million a year is not a big dream on the grand scheme of things. Don't get deterred by that. Get encouraged by that. If a clown, a hillbilly boy like me that could barely, spell entrepreneur, barely graduated high school, never went to college, can create millions of dollars a year to himself, I promise you, you can. Most people genuinely listen to my voice are intellectually smarter than I'll ever be. It's no secret. But I got grit, I got drive, I got passion, and I just got this thing. I'm just so dumb. I just don't quit until the mission is accomplished. And every time I think I'm accomplishing a mission, it's kind of like 007. Every time you think you're accomplishing, you're getting another mission. My mission is to help you accomplish your wildest dreams. More importantly, to help you build bigger dreams. There's nothing more exciting to me than getting messages like, dude, your mindset changed my life. What you share with me on these free podcast shows and other things we do together has touched not just my life. You know why I get excited about that? Yes, it's cool because I can help you. But what's really cool is the people you're going to help. See, I understand my role in this facility, in this environment today where I'm at in my life, 26 years deep in the game. It's impact. If I can impact 8 players, i.e. you, and you impact 1,000 people because you learned something from here or the show or one of them or all of them, that creates a massive compound effect, right? Because one person, you touch 1,000, a percentage of those are going to touch people. Like, how big is this message really? I'm not for everybody. I talk like a hillbilly. I am a hillbilly. I just don't look like it dressing wise, right? But down to my core, man, I just care. I'm a good old boy. I'll give you the shirt off my back. I want to help you succeed. I want to see you succeed. I want you to succeed. I don't care if it's 100 million, a billion, a trillion, or 100,000. Like, I just want to see you succeed. Not for the money, but for who you become to get the money. Maybe one day you create a podcast show and you invite me to be on it. Recently, one guy follows me. He asked me to be on a live Facebook, YouTube show with him. You'll never hear me turn that shit down. I love to do that stuff. I don't care if you have 1 viewer or 1 million viewers. I'm going to come up and show up the same. I'm present because I'm here to be impactful. Not every day is perfect, but I try my damnest to make the most of it. Keep your feet moving. Keep your head up. Stay focused on why you're really here. The world needs you. Seriously, the world needs you. Sounds like a big task. Why? Because it is. If you just step up to the plate and share your message and change one person's life, the world is a better place. It will be uncomfortable. It will be exciting. I'm smiling. I'm thinking about like you putting pen to paper on this. You sharing a video message about this to your tribe. You understand, and I say this in all seriousness, a lot of people look at me as if I've had it easy. A lot of people look to me as if that don't really know me, like, oh man, you're born with a silver spoon in your mouth. If you only knew. A lot of people might look at me and think, man, everything you touch, Mark, turns to gold. None of that's true. I touch a lot of stuff that goes to zero. I've lost a lot of amazing people in my life. I've had multiple deaths in my family in the last 3 months alone. My daughter almost drowned in the pool she fell in recently. My son, right? He's watching. My daughter's watching. We have a voice. You don't have to touch 1 million people. You have to touch one. And I think that's where people get caught up because they're like, well, that's not what you've done, Mark. Don't compare your chapter 1 to my chapter 30. My goal in truthful life is to help my chapter 30 become your chapter 3. I want to expedite you to my chapter 30. I want to learn from you one day. By the way, I learn from you guys all the time. I'm watching you on social. I'm learning from what you're saying or not saying. Many of you are in multiple different niches than I am. I'm always learning. True leaders, true players always are learning. Might be silently learning, but I'm listening. I'm watching. I'm paying attention. Why? Because I want to deliver. I want to connect. I do know your message, your message. I do know you share it, you will change people's lives. I do know you share your message, you will change your life. You're going to get more exposure. See, it's not like the real estate guy's like, I'm a real estate guy. I make a lot of money in real estate. Let's get on every real estate podcast under the moon so I can make more money in real estate. As opposed to like, I'm an ex-drug addict that turned multi-million-dollar real estate investor. And I'm going to share my journey with you. I can get on addiction shows. I can TV, want to learn about the comeback story. Dude, my boy, Maurice Clarett, many of you may know, ex-football player. Him and I's done a lot of stuff. I've donated multiple houses to his charity so they can do transition housing. But he has a whole thing called the Comeback Project Foundation. Second chance. Maurice was in a dark time, man. I don't judge him for that. I get it. It's called life. We all experience it. He's crushing life now in a positive way. Speaking at schools and events and corporate events and generating millions of dollars, has hundreds of employees. He's doing some real amazing shit now. I got to have him on the show, actually, huh? If you're listening still, I'd love for you to share with me your message. What do you got going on? How can we create opportunity? How can we help people? 5 years from now, 10 years from now, we're going to be looking back and thinking about this very moment you're listening to. This is a pivot moment. This is one of those moments you're like, dude, I thought you were going to listen to me yell at you and get you pumped up. I hope I get you pumped up in a different way today. And I'm not saying share to be negative Nelly. When you share your message, you share it in a way that connects to inspire. You will change people's lives. You already have, by the way. Now we're just going to do it consciously. We're going to do it on a big level. The more vulnerable I became, and that's what we're really talking about, vulnerability, the more successful, the more I just felt lighter on my feet. I connected to more people. Your situation may be unique to you and your brain, but it's not unique to the world. There's so many people in the world right now that would trade their life for your life. I promise you that. And I don't care what the fuck you've had happen or got going on. They would trade their life for yours. Everything. Now we're talking about gratitude. I'm just grateful you're here. I'm grateful I didn't stop. I'm grateful I didn't listen to all the naysayers. I'm grateful I shared my message. I'm grateful I'll continue to share my message. I'm grateful I got to wake up today to share this message with you. It's a journey, folks. Don't get it twisted. There's lots of exits, lots of potholes, lots of cool moments. But at the end of the day, we're only here for a moment of time. Let's share it while we're around. Let's help people while we can see real time, real life. It's one of the best joys I get in my life, I swear. Besides my kids and family, is seeing people, strangers that are not so strangers, connect with me via social or meet me in person at events and tell me how these moments have changed their life, how they're giving back and doing more because of these shows, how they're connecting to their spouse, their kids at a way different level. You may or may not know this. The majority of my messages are not about me making the money. That's a given. A lot of people message me about me being a great father, about me spending time with my kids. I can tell you right now, I'm a good father, but I got to keep working to be great. I got to be conscious knowing when they're saying, Daddy, let's go play, when I got a lot of work to do or distracted, to be present. These are all muscles. These are all things I'm very aware of, and I want to always be better. For people like you and I, that will never stop. We always are pursuing to be better, but don't let it steal the joy of the moment. Enjoy the process. Know that it's a journey. None of this shit's a destination. It's a journey daily. Fall in love with the journey. Learn, document, share, enjoy. With that said, I'm going to go enjoy my family now. I'm going to go hang out with them and go play. and hang out over in Naples at the Ritz-Carlton for a couple days and just cut loose with my wife and kiddos on the beach. Please share your story with me. Share your message. I'd love to know what you got going on. I'd love to know where you're at, and I'm excited for your progress. Follow me over on social media at Mark Evans DM. And until then, see you soon. Make today count.
I'm Mark Evans DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. From a small town in Ohio, so I know how it is. And I come from a lot of money. I remember as a kid, wanted to make 100 racks. Didn't see no one making more than that. Graduated high school with a 1.8. Thought they should've held me back. I hope my principals and teachers are alive just to witness this. I'm my own boss. I'm out here running 2-8-figure businesses. I can walk away from it all, and I'll be good, but I've been called to help people just like y'all learn the game. It's time to ball. Everybody chasing the money, but I'm not chasing the money. I'm out here chasing the purpose. Yo, I've been working my whole life. What got us where we at isn't gonna get us where we wanna go. So it's time to push, time to learn, time to grow. I'm Mark Evans DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it to discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker, but I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. I'm Mark Evans DM. Deal maker, deal maker, deal maker, deal maker, deal maker, DM project.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.